So I don't do this often, but if you haven't played Outer Wilds yet and you have any interest in giving it a try for yourself, you should skip this review for now. Outer Wilds is one of those rare games that is marginally better if you know nothing about it before playing. So go play the game for yourself and then come back here and we can talk about it. If you're someone who needs more convincing before investing in a new game, I totally understand that. There won't be any real spoilers in this video. I just thought I should make this disclaimer because after playing through the game in its entirety, I would have wanted someone to do the same for me. Okay, let's get started. After playing a new game every week for the past 2 years, it's gotten increasingly more difficult for anything to surprise me. Not that it's necessarily a bad thing. Game design has a formula for a reason, and a lot of players find comfort in games when they know what to expect. Why do you think NBA 2K is still selling millions of copies of pretty much the same game every year? Even if it's not game-changing or even good for that matter, people find comfort in knowing what they're paying for.
Like you could actually do the right thing and avoid getting his sorry butt kicked out the game.
He told me to chill.
Indie games will always be at an uphill battle because they don't have the same marketing behind them, which is a shame, but it definitely makes sense. But if you're someone who is willing to take a risk on an indie game, you might just cross paths with a masterpiece like Outer Wilds. Like I said before, I had no idea what this game even was going into it. I just had so many of you guys request it, and at some point I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it and we'll figure it out as we go. What I didn't realize straight away is that this process of taking a leap of faith without really knowing the outcome is actually what Outer Wilds is all about. This is a game that celebrates the great unknown, presenting the beauty and horrors that come with it. When I was a kid, I used to lay under the night sky and be overwhelmed by the wonderful and terrifying fact that I was so insignificant in the grand scheme of things. I felt like a tiny grain of sand compared to this endless desert. I had to accept the fact that there would never be a point in my life where I would fully understand anything. I was a kid that was filled with anxiety, afraid that there was nothing in this universe that I could truly have control over. This is what Outer Wilds is all about. There's no real reason why you should do anything in this game. The only driving force you have is your own curiosity. The game opens with your character staring at the night sky, and at first I didn't think much of this, but it's this one shot looking straight into the vast unknown that will really decide how you're going to experience this game. Again, warning, I'm about to go into more specifics, so it's your last chance to experience this game blindly for yourself. Outer Wilds works on a time loop system. Every time you die, you're brought back to this exact opening shot of the night sky. At first, all I wanted to do was get through this part as fast as possible to get right back into the action, but eventually, the longer I played, I was spending more and more time just staring at this opening shot. It's as if the more I played, the more I looked at the vast unknown of space for answers. Outer Wilds is about that feeling of trying to find those answers we used to look for in the night sky as kids. You're given all the tools you need, your very own spaceship, a spacesuit, and my favorite, the signal scope, which allows you to hear the sound of music from distant planets. Point this anywhere in the sky and you might come across sounds of a lonely man whistling, or somebody strumming away at a banjo. The best part is that you can decide to follow that sound to find out where it's coming from, and that discovery will open your eyes to just how big the universe is. Each signal of music is a beacon of life in the expansive nothingness, and it's funny realizing how much we as the player are drawn to this. There's really no reason to go visit these people, just our own curiosity driving us to search for any sign of beauty in all of this confusion. There's another tool in Outer Wilds that juggles with these same ideas called the Scout Shooter. This will fire a little camera so that you can view places that you wouldn't be able to explore normally. Using this usually creates more questions than answers, but it's just another way that the game reinforces your wonder of the unknown. You could shoot it straight in the sky and get a better view of the planet you're on, or you could shoot it into the mouth of a giant seed and spend hours questioning what it all means. I applaud the developers at Mobius Digital for turning a feeling, an emotion that we can't really put into words, into an entire game. Just the ability to hop into your spaceship at any time and fly wherever your imagination wanders with no limitations is a freedom that only Outer Wilds is able to pull off. There's so much room for experimentation, whether you're flying in a single direction to see how far you can go, or you're trying to land on a hurtling asteroid, or just testing whether or not something can kill you. You're rewarded for that curiosity not by some achievement or collectible, but by accomplishing a goal that nobody set for you but yourself. The reason why I enjoy sandbox games is because they give you all the tools you need to put your own creativity to the test. If you point to something and say, you know what, I want to go there, you should be able to go there. Obviously, not every game needs to have this level of freedom, but it's a nice change of pace from the hand-holding games we get today. Outer Wilds taught me a lot about the importance of taking a leap of faith. Whether that be trying a new game that you wouldn't normally play, or diving deep into a new passion when all odds are against you. I started this YouTube channel as a way to share my favorite games with my friends, but I never expected the wonderful things that would come from it. Playing new games, making new friends, finding a community of people who share the same interests as I do. None of this could have happened if I didn't take a leap of faith to put myself out there. So if you're still watching this video, starting today, take a risk, even if it seems meaningless, because life can be beautiful. You just have to let it be.